these ancient myths are all about sex and violence. You know, somebody getting their head or some other body part lopped off. What's specifically cool about Greek mythology is that the gods and the goddesses are so human. They look like us, they act like us. There's jealousy among the wives and their player husbands. There's competition, the threat of being overthrown.
We're starting to get into the story of the Titans. We're telling about this back and forth battle between the parents and the children of the gods and the Titans.
You will never be the ruler of Olympus. The cycle ends here.
Kratos has father issues. Kratos has family issues. It really is a story about fathers and sons, actually.
The death and deception between father and son is a classic theme of these myths. Kronos, the Titan, overthrowing his father Uranus, the sky, and then Zeus, the god, overthrowing his father Kronos.
There's always going to be purists. Certainly there are aspects of God of War which certain classicists will probably find inaccurate, but they are overlooking the fact that mythology is really the first form of entertainment.
Homer told these stories the way that would work best in 8th century Greece. We have to tell these stories for 21st century America and the rest of the world.
That's the good thing about a myth. It's not a textbook.
It needs to be a game. And we got to be true to that. So we're going to take liberties. It's all done with a respect for Greek mythology.
You know, success isn't going back to obscure texts that deal with Greek mythology. It was more about what do people actually associate with these gods and these characters based on maybe what you had heard about Greek mythology as a kid or from watching movies and things like that.
I have lived in the shadow of the gods for long enough. The time of the gods has come to an end.
God of War explains, or ultimately will explain, why there are no more Greek myths. There's certainly the story of Kratos, but above that is really about, does man need God? You know, why does he need God?
And with 2, we're kind of pulling the camera back a little bit. If 1 was in close, and we were kind of telling the small story, and we hinted towards threads that connected to a much larger story, it's as if we're pulling back on this world map of God of War and saying, oh wow, there's something even bigger.
It's going to be hell on earth as these guys basically battle it out for who ultimately is going to be sitting in that throne. I think people will be very surprised with how this thing all comes to a head.